In case you find company who are telling, let's start do coding from tomorrow, you know what you need to do? Run from them.
Researching, analysis, and planning.
Sometimes owner of the business think about his business in one way, and during our work together we realize that in actual life it's working totally different.
Team have to think about the business, what is useful for the business, not just doing some task because we have them in our roadmap.
Hello everyone. So today record is for all of you businessmen who struggle every day to reach their goal in businesses. Today we're going to talk and share our experience about how we integrate with the real businesses who are running. So all our previous records there was mostly for the startuppers. It doesn't mean it will not suit the real running digital or offline businesses, but still there are some core difference. So today we actually we go through all of our experience with Oksana, and we find 5 main categories of people who I believe have some common problems in integration of the software teams with their businesses. So in case you will hear yourself in this list, that means that this record is definitely for you, and I believe will give you some kind of the valuable information that will help you again to reach your goals faster, better, and hope we will teach you something.
Yeah, and the first type of issues that business owners and founders usually come to us is next. You have an existing business and you have existing digital product in place, which is somehow supported. But it's already outdated from the user experience side, from the technology side, and you want to breathe a new life into it. So it is a very common problem with which business owners came to us when you started your business like 10, 15 years ago. You have developed some product on place. For example, you are a parking company in New York City, let's precise. And you understand that your application, which worked 10 years ago, was good, but today with the new companies, with the competition, you can't hold it. So, and you need to update it. You need to breathe new life. You need to make some changes.
Get some fresh air in your lungs.
Yeah. And you have a team in place, but you need some other minds which will be able to bring new technology into your business. So this is the first type.
The second one is imagine that you have the product and you fit the market, but the ambitions of your product is higher than your current technical team capability. It doesn't mean that your team member is a bad team member or they don't want to, move along with you. But that may mean that you just don't have the time to wait until your current team will learn everything that's supposed to be. So again, when the ambition of your project is higher than your team capability, that means you are that entrepreneur that need to integrate some more experienced technical teams to your project. And this is the category 2 which we found.
The third one is when you have a product and a team, but you are not satisfied with the deliverables which they produce. So that is a common problem which happens when, for example, you have just a few developers in your team and you don't have, for example, appropriate product manager or product owner who care about all of it and synchronize the team between each other. So you don't have real results at the end which are satisfied.
Yeah, money are burning and results are not coming, and that's not good for especially running businesses because, money is the blood of every business, and in case you are bleeding because of your technical team, one day you may die.
Yeah.
Let me move forward to the first category. So sometimes it happens that you have the great product, but that product having too much of third-party dependencies. Like we recently have the great case from United States with the renting software, but that software used to use third-party tools for each different state. And in the end of the day, when product became to scaling, they got the problem of all of that dependencies, and big chunk of money goes to the third party vendors. So that was very clever and very right decision to spend some money, invest some money into substitute the third party vendors with your own, and point that cash flow to your pocket, not to our customer pocket, obviously, not to the third party thing. And in case you find yourself here, that's mean that this record is also for you.
Yeah, and the last one category is when you have an existing business and you want to digitalize it, easy for your employees or for your customers. So, for example, you want to develop fully new management system for your employees to rise efficiently and raise your ROI, or you want to create some application for your end customer. For example, if you have a printing businesses and you want a mobile app for your users to use it more useful. And that is about digitalization, and we actually have a video about it. So if you want, you can find it in our channel.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, in case you just heard one of your pain in these 5 items that we just talked about, please continue to listen. I believe I asked you to continue to listen already the third time. Sounds like a charity.
So all this type of businesses and how to solve these issues have a very common flow. For sure that it will be individual for each of this time, but still we have some general flow of how we usually work with such type of how we solve these issues which business have. So let's start from the first one. So first one, it is researching, analysis, and planning. The beginning of any digital product development is a very hard time because only you and few of your employees know exactly what have to be done. You know your business, you know how you operate, and you know your goals which you want to achieve. But when you're starting to work with a vendor, they don't know all of that stuff. And this first phase, it is actually to onboard the team and to explain them how your business working, what your goals are, what objectives you have, in order they to be able to deliver you a good solution. So we don't, during this stage, you have to understand that we don't do actual work of coding, designing, or wherever. We just make the preparation. So usually from the vendor side, such people are involved as business analysts and technical architects. So very senior people who can understand all this big picture of your business. From also, depending on the business specific, it can be additional professionals involved, such as designers or blockchain specialists if you need such, and other engineers. From your side, have to be involved all the stakeholders which are interested in this product. So it have to be you as a business owner. It have to be some person who are responsible in your company for this product. So it can be some project manager or product owner. It also have to be the CTO if you have one. And also it even can be your employees who at the end of the day will use this software and will work with something which will further be developed. So, and what we do during this stage. So the business analyst responsibility is to understand all your stakeholders' wishes, your business objectives, goal. They have to state the problems which currently exist, and he have to understand how the future solution will reach these goals of your business.
Something, I'm sorry for the interruption, but something quite important here that from our experience, it's very common and very often happening that when you gather different stakeholders, for example, the product owner business, not product owner as digital product, but owner of the business and employees of that business, they have different vision to the same problem. Yeah. Sometimes owner of the business think about his business in one way, and during our work together, we realized that in actual life it's working totally different, and they
Mm-hmm.
have even no idea about their own businesses. So this is some kind of the challenge, and sometimes people appreciate the fact that we are working with them because we kind of open in eyes. That doesn't mean that the owner of the business or the CEO of the business is stupid or whatever. It just means that sometimes organization is too big to have same mind inside of the people brains. And this kind of the working with our BA usually help them to synchronize and find this right flow.
Actually, BA is like a facilitator in this process. So in case we have a lot of stakeholder involved in the product ideation, let's say it like this, we create different type of the workshop, do stakeholders interview in order to understand what each of them think. And then our team had to clearly understood the real scope of work. They set up the priorities. So they try to understand what is really important and what we can put on a side. They try to understand all the ecosystem of the product, because probably you have a lot of different product in your company and they have to work together somehow. So we have to understand dependency between all of them, set up the priority, create the backlog for the future work, create the roadmap. We have to understand what business risk you have. Probably you're developing, probably your company gained some very rich end client and you need to make him presentation of the new product in a half of year. And that is something what we need to define. And we need to understand that we have these timelines and what we can deliver for these timelines. We have to define the scope of work, constraints, understand the risk, your capability gaps. And so all what we can research and analyze, we do this. And from the technical point of view, for sure that it is a technical engineer, so architect, who makes the analysis of your code base. So he needs access to your code.
In case you have something.
Yeah, in case you have something ready. So he have to understand what is developed, how it's developed, how quality it is, what architecture it have, and how it all works together. And the most important, how it can be synchronized with our new requirements, so with a new product. And that's all a very, very big work.
Just to summarize this all, you need to understand that, first of all, everything that Oksana just speak about is not even about digital development. It's about understanding of your business. So you may say, well, I would like to hire some developers. I know what I need to do. In case you find company who are telling, let's start do coding from tomorrow, you know what you need to do? Run from them. They trying to sell you something while they don't understand anything at all. This is the totally wrong approach. You burden your money. I mean, trying to understand things on the road usually will lead to the fact that you are walking the wrong road. That's the big problem. And you may say, well, so I need to spend time and money only for you to understand things. And that's kind of sound weird for the business. Okay, I give you this kind of example. When you came into the doctor, would you like the doctor to treat you right after you came? Like, put some meds in, go to the surgery without any of exploration of your current situation. That would what you would consider the correct doctor, right doctor for you? No, obviously. You would like doctor firstly to explore what's happening with you, with your body, and only after that find the right treatment. So this stage that Oksana just told you about, this is the searching of the right treatment before actually do one. And this is the right approach. I'm telling you, this is the right approach. We've done it, dozen times, and it's always work. Despite the fact it sounds and looks like you kind of, delaying the real work. The fact that you don't may see the results immediately doesn't mean that there is no results.
Yeah, and also you have to understand that you may feel out of the board during this process because a lot of work are made offline. So team are gathering some meetings with you. They talk with a lot of the stakeholders, trying to get as much information as they can. And then they working together offline to understand what solution to propose, how it all have to work. So a lot of work are made offline, and we don't have like actual coding or stuffing. So we create some system architecture diagram. And then at the end of this stage, what happened? Team, after we spent like few weeks, few months. The timeline of the stage depend on how complex your business are. We came and tell you what we propose to do. This is a time for you to make the hard decision, because we can tell you, for example, we believe that it will be cheaper to just leave everything as it is and start something new from the scratch. It will be more cost efficient, it will be faster, it will be more quality. Or we can tell you that, okay, we will leave the base of what you already have and we'll develop new models above it. So improve the design and etc. So team will propose you, based on this research, they will propose you a base of treatment. So we have a few options and you have to choose which one you actually want, which one is more satisfied. And yeah.
Well, the next step actually is based on everything that we found during this, business analysis stage. Is to understand what we're going to do next. Well, kind of obvious thing, right? Additional thing that was mentioning that when you're the startuppers, you usually big difference, right? You usually have this discovery phase, all of these, which taken kind of longer. It doesn't mean the startuppers have more time. They also have this thing, time to market. But on the business, it's even more crucial, just because. Well, I mean, that's the running stuff. That's the running business. And you can sit in for a year deciding what you're going to do next. Because, everyday challenges, everyday cash flow, employees coming and going. And maybe you're supposed to develop the system that will help them. And you don't do this, then they leave. You lost your... challenges in the running business are more complicated and you have kind of higher stakes than in startup or world. I believe so. Okay, so the next step, now when you kind of allocate your business challenges, would be finally allocate the team. So depend on the decision which you made, like those hard decisions which you made on the previous step, like either we writing your digital product from the scratch, or we rewrite them some kind of the models, or we find out what can be done better. And in case you have the running digital software, there are always something that can be done better. Like, what do you need? First of all, you need to have some kind of the really experienced developers, no juniors there, because, what is the difference between good developer and really good developer? Good developer struggle to write correct code. And really good developer struggle to write the right code which actually work for your business. No one care about code quality unless it's actually generates some money for the businesses. No one care about the ideal product that is running in case it's running 2 years later than it's supposed to be. You may not survive to this point. And the right team need to find this golden rule, golden middle point in which they still deliver the quality from the technical standpoint of view and the right things to business. And to do this, you need to have priority setups, and you need to know what you're doing. Not just do things right, but ask yourself a question: do you really doing right things? Hope that's not too complicated. For us, let me finish. So for us, when we are taking on the real product that is already existing, some kind of the software, for us, it's usually taking 2 months to understand how everything is working. So I'm talking about, million business size, like company around 50 employees, right? So in case they have some kind of the software they're using or their customer are using, for us it's usually taking about 2 months to understand everything that's going on there and making proper decisions what we're doing next. And this time it's very uncomfortable for the business owners, and I understand them, because we're doing something and not kind of having no results. But in case we start doing some things that we never thought about, well, that means that you will have wrong results, and that's even worse.
Yeah, so, and continue your thought about good and bad good and really good developer. I think that the key here is a business thinking team.
Yeah.
So team have to think about the business, what is useful for the business, not just doing some task because we have them in our roadmap, but understanding why we are doing this and what result it will give us at the end, and is it really what will make the results for the business. And important here, what I believe in case I was a business owner, how I approach the team. I will not approach product development in my company as just one-time work. You know, here is a product, please tell me the budget and timeline, how much it will cost me to develop. I will approach it as a company, as my employee. So team of development have to be my actual employee, because it is not a one-time work. They going to work with them for years, and they will support you and help you and make your business better. They will generate revenue for you. And you have to think about them as your employee, not as a one-time vendor. And I believe that is the right approach. When you always understand that this is a part of your team, you trust them, and they doing work which are useful for your business.
Yeah, based on that approach, you're actually building the right relationship. And based on that relationship, well, you both can grow. And by the way, there are no both. You are like, you're like the one team. So let's slightly move to the money matters, okay? Like how much it's all supposed to cost and how much I'm supposed to calculate. As Oksana just mentioned, your technical team, in case you are building the digital product, is basically your main employee. You cannot be a technical company without the proper technical team. It just doesn't work like this. So in case you treat it like this, it's very easy to understand that it's basically kind of impossible to know the budget. It doesn't mean that you just burning money without knowing where is the end of this. Obviously, your team's supposed to give you some kind of the estimation, some kind of the prediction, but that's not something like, you know, one-time job, like we calculate budget once and that's it. Because when we are working with the real business got the challenge. So tell me, my friend, I'm talking to you, like, you know, you experienced businessman. Was there at least one day in your business where things was super predictable, super understandable, and everything was clear and sky was blue? Not considering the fact that you was in the vacation. No, obviously not. In the real life, that never happening. The same thing in the software development. We as the digital processing team, let's call it this, we can give you some kind of the prediction and estimations, and we obviously forming a plans like you do for any offline businesses. But what we do, we adjust that plan to the reality kind of every day. That's exactly how it's working in the digital product development, and exactly how it's actually working not on the digital product development in any businesses. So as we are talking about the money, the best approach here would be either time and material or fix monthly budget. So like, you know, budget that, you know, you have this member of your technical team, and you know budget for them, and you know that they are fully dedicated for you, and they do whatever it's need to be done for your business within that budget. And they, through communication, through the right process with you, they are moving to the, you know, right spots. So expecting that there will be some certain budget, the job is done and they leave, well, they can do it like that, but that's not what actual business wanted to. That's not what you actually want to do. I mean, that's not, we are not talking about the simple landing page that is done and forget about this, because landing page is not digital product. But when we're talking about something that drive your business, well, that's the only right approach. Treat your technical team as your employee.
So what is important here? It's a process and how your team works. So we already had a record in our channel about how to choose development partner, and I would like to repeat it very quickly. So the most important to what you have to look in your future vendor, it is do they know how the right process of product development have to be set up, and communication and integration. So again, let us repeat how the right process of the implementation of the new vendor to your existing business have to be. Firstly, it is research and planning. Then making a hard decision. Are we really ready to do this? Are your company have capabilities to do such changes? Are your company and your employees ready to go into this, make this new step?
And that's not only about the money, that's also mean about the time. You need to allocate that time.
Yeah. And third one, it is actually, I can say that it is easy one, for sure it is not. It is actual development, because when you already, your team have researched everything and they understood what have to be done, then it is just a question of time and expertise of the team to implement all of the stuff that was planned on the stage before. And this is, I believe, 3 steps.
Again,
understand what you have. Okay. Understand what you have to do. Make a hard decision if you're ready to do this, and start implement it.
Yeah, usually there are no question, can we do it? There are the question, do we need to do this? Well, slightly more about development. So as Oksana already mentioned, what is very important is the right process. I believe that the right process is obviously very transparent process. In the link up, for example, we have one of the way of our implementation of the right process is like we don't have a single person to speak with business, that middleman who are running to take requirements and then tell it to the team. This is the role that one of the team member usually get, but all of the other team members are usually on the calls with customers. They hear their problems, they generate the ideas. So all brain of the team actually working on the product. This is the right approach, not having one guy who make decision on everything. Mm-hmm. You obviously have some single person to speak. You as the business owner don't have to remember each of the team member in case your digital team, not digital team, but team who build digital product, right, consists from 10 members. You don't remember who do what. So you have that single person, but still all of the 10 members need to be focused on your product. That's what we call, product oriented mindset. That's what we struggle. That's how we cut the employees who are not fit in case they don't have this product-oriented mindset. And again, transparent and clear communication is a must. So like weekly demo and progress update is a must. Set up in the chat where all team can communicate daily. And when I mean all team, I don't mean only those one who develop the software, but also your employees mm-hmm. of your business can communicate and ask, exchanging information is a must. Monthly financial reports, transparency in money is a must. Some kind of the quarter business goals align is a must, because it's not enough just to, once a year set up, well, we're doing that. I mean, your business changes, and in 21st century, it changes kind of more often than once a year. Mm-hmm. I mean, more often. And you need to align your digital team to these changes, and they must care about this. This is the only right approach. Your digital partner, I don't like when our customers considering us as a vendor. I doing whatever I can to make them consider us as the partner. And I actually don't like the word customer. I more like word partner, right? Mm-hmm. So when it's working like this, you kind of align with the businesses you're working with. You know what they need, and you change things, right? Mm-hmm. And in this kind of cooperation, you get to the results that really matters. Okay, now I just told our slogan, the result that matters, but still that's true. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I believe we finished for today. Again, in case you found yourself from one of these 5 categories that we mentioned, that kind of you have the existing product, but it's too old and you need to update it. In case you have the product and your team is not good enough, but not because they are bad people, just because your product has too much ambitious. In case your system is out of date and your current vendor or current partner don't satisfy you, and what was 2 others? Sorry.
When you want to digitalize your business.
Yeah, when you want to digitalize your business, so you have something exist and you want to automate it.
And when your business have too many dependencies and you need
third-party tools. Mm-hmm. In case you're one of these categories, we got the solution for you. And well, don't hesitate to contact us, and we would like to help you for sure. Thank you for listening to us today. Bye.
Bye-bye.